Yehovah Eloheinu Zvaot, Kadosh, Kadosh, Kadosh. Please fill me with the Ruach HaKodesh, that I may speak your written words with boldness to those who listen. I ask all these things in Yeshua Mashiach's name, amen. We'll start with the Shema, listen and obey. Children of Yehovah, pay careful attention and respond. Yehovah is our power and authority. Yehovah works in unity with himself, and you shall act upon your love to Yehovah with your power and authority, with your thoughts in mind, with your entire body, with all the muchness that you have. Yod, Hey, Vav, Hey. Hand, behold, nail, behold. Deuteronomy chapter 5. Then Moshe called to all Israel and said to them, Listen, Israel, to the laws and rulings which I am announcing in your hearing today, so that you will learn them and take care to obey them. Yehovah our God made a covenant with us at Horov. Yehovah did not make this covenant with our fathers, but with us who are all of us are here alive today. Yehovah spoke with you face to face from the fire on the mountain. At that time I stood between Yehovah and you in order to tell you what Yehovah was saying, because on account of the fire you were afraid and wouldn't go up onto the mountain. He said, Aleph, I am Yehovah your God who brought you out of the land of Egypt, where you lived as slaves. Bet. You are to have no other gods before me. You are not to make for yourselves a carved image of any kind of representation of anything in heaven above, or earth beneath, or in the water below, or the shoreline. You are not to bow down to them or serve them, for I, Yehovah your God, am a jealous God, punishing the children of the sins of the parents, also the third and fourth generations of those who hate me, but displaying grace to the 1,000th generation, to those who love me and obey my mitzvot. Gimel. You are not to misuse the name of Yehovah your God, because Yehovah will not leave unpunished someone who misuses his name. Dalet. Observe the day of Shabbat, to set it apart as holy, as Yehovah your God ordered you to do. You have 6 days to labor and do all your work, but the 7th day is a Shabbat for Yehovah your God. On it you are not to do any kind of work, not you, not your son, your daughter, your male or female slave, not your ox or donkey or any other livestock, and not the foreigner staying with you inside the gates of your property, so that your male and female servants can rest, just as you do. You are to remember that you were a slave in the land of Egypt, and Yehovah your God brought you out from there with a strong hand and an outstretched arm. Therefore Yehovah your God has ordered you to keep the day of Shabbat. Hey, honor your father and mother, as Yehovah your God ordered you to do, so that you will live long and have these things go well with you in the land Yehovah your God is giving you. Vav, do not murder. Zayin, do not commit adultery. Chet, do not steal. Tet, do not give false evidence against your neighbor. Yod, do not covet your neighbor's wife. Do not covet your neighbor's house, his field, his male or female slave, his ox, donkey, or anything that belongs to your neighbor. These words Yehovah spoke to your entire gathering at the mountain from fire, cloud, and thick mist. In a loud voice, then it ceased. But he wrote them on 2 stone tablets, which he gave to me. When you heard the voice coming out of the darkness as the mountain blazed with fire, you came to me, all the heads of your tribes and leaders, and said, Here, Yehovah our God has shown us his glory and his greatness. We have heard his voice coming from the fire. We have seen today that God does speak with human beings, and they stay alive. But why should we keep risking death? This great fire will consume us. If we hear the voice of Yehovah our God any more, we will die. For who is there of all humanity that heard the voice of the living God speaking from the fire, as we have, and stayed alive? You. Go near. Hear everything Yehovah our God says. Then you will tell us everything Yehovah our God says to you, and we will listen to it and do it. Yehovah heard what you were saying when you spoke to me, and Yehovah said to me, I have heard what this people has said when speaking to you, and everything they have said is good. Oh, how I wish their hearts would stay like this always, that they would fear me and obey all my mitzvot, so that it would go well with them and their children forever. Go, tell them return to their tents, but you stand here with me, and I will tell you all the mitzvot, laws, and rulings which you are to teach them, so that they can obey them in the land which I am giving them as their possession. Therefore you are to be careful to do as Yehova your God has ordered you. You are not to deviate either to the right or to the left. You are to follow the entire way which Yehova your God has ordered you, so that you will live, things go well with you. You will live long in the land which you are about to possess. How can we learn to love our Creator after reading this awesome chapter 5 of Deuteronomy? We can listen and obey to the laws and rulings which Moshe announced to the children of Israel. Trust that you have all made a covenant with the children of Israel. Aleph, I am Yehova your Elohim, who brought you out of the land of Egypt, where you lived as slaves. Bet, you are not to have any other gods before Yehova. Love Yehova and obey his mitzvot. Gimel, you are not to misuse the name Yehova. Dalet, observe the day of Shabbat and set it apart as holy. Hey, honor your father and mother, and you will live long and have things go well with you. Vav, do not murder. Zayin, do not commit adultery. Chet, do not steal. Tet, do not give false witness against your neighbor. Yod, do not covet anything that belongs to your neighbor. Know that Yehova wrote 10 words on 2 stone tablets, which were given to Moshe. Know that this was Yehova showing his glory and greatness. Aim for your hearts to be like theirs of the time Yehova giving the 10 words to Moshe. Fear Yehova. Obey all his mitzvot. Teach as Moshe taught. Aim to be careful to do all that Yehova ordered us to do, found in his written word. How can we love others as Yeshua loves us? We can teach others to listen and obey to the 10 commands of Yehova. Bear one another's burdens. We can teach and obey the 10 commands of Yehova to his children. Produce spiritual fruit, love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, humility, and self-control. We'll end with the Aaronic blessing using the name. Yehova will kneel before you presenting gifts, and he will guard you with a hedge of protection. Yehova will illuminate the wholeness of his being toward you, bringing order, and he will provide you with love, sustenance, and friendship. Yehova will lift up the wholeness of his being and look upon you and will set in place all you need to be whole and complete. Shabbat Shalom.